So join me while I set up for the fair, which is Saturday the 1st of March at the Glasgow Royal Concert Hall. So I run Glasgow Spiritual and Holistic Fair, and I thought I'd take you on the journey of what it's like to get it all set up. So yeah. So this is the big kit bag. So inside the kit bag, basically I have the posters that then get set up. Originally what we'd done was we had easels that were pop-up easels. We still have one in the bag, but I bought 4. I then realised we don't actually need to use those. We then have the cloth fabric backdrop signs which go into this. It's called a LED light box display. So it's custom made, and then you put the fabric inside it, and basically it lights up LED lights behind it. So then you're what you effectively as a pop-up banner is something that then has that is made of cloth, so it's really bright. The artwork's beautiful. In here we've got things like bum bags for the float, cables. We've got VIPs when we have some VIP guests coming. Then we have give them a lanyard and a goodie bag. We then have stamps and scissors and all the stationery crap that you need. We then have these lanyards, which are a small obsession. Hold on. So the lanyard basically looks like this. So then we have all our names in there, and then very easy to identify that all of my staff are wearing these kind of tarot card lanyards, which are absolutely incredible. This is a little QR code. If you tap on that, then it takes you straight to my subscribe section on my website. Then the PA bag. So this is basically all my sound equipment that goes to all my events. So in there we have things like raffle books, we have business cards, we have legal disclaimers and stuff like that in there. So all of that's in there. Battery pack, so if we ever need something on the go, then we use that. And here is just more like business cards and then bags. I've got to say, anybody that runs events, like get yourself these zippy bags from IKEA. You can write on them, so then you know what they are, but it's so good to be able to have all your cables and all your plugs and everything all in the same bag. Then we've got the likes of the table plan cross-reference sheet. So I go through a 3-stage process where I go through everybody's details and gather all the information. And again, just more business cards, and then we have flyers. Basically, when we give out a business card, what happens is we normally hand stamp everybody, so that then people that have come and they go throughout the full day, then they're able to do that. But what we decided this time is we're just going to get like a little hole punch that creates like a certain design, and then each business card is punched so that when people, if they wash their hands in, it's not washing off. The good thing is if they show the card, then that means that we know that they've been already, and they can just show the card and walk through the door without having to rejoin a queue again, which is so much easier. Plus it's really good in the sense business wise, because then people will tend to then keep the business card, so then they've always got my information. So it's a really good thing for that to create kind of something that people have all the time. Another thing that's super important, these wagons. So basically this one I got on Amazon, this one I got from the range. This is actually my favourite one, and I'll show you why. This one has really good brake support. It's a little bit more difficult to manoeuvre though, whereas this one here, and this is the till. Anybody that wants to use state-of-the-art, up-to-date, mobile phone connected till, this is your bad boy. I think it's about 400 quid, but it's well worth the money. It's extremely secure and very well made. So anyway, this wagon is brilliant for anyone that runs events or of any sort, and you're doing traveling. So basically, as you can see, it moves so freely, whereas this one doesn't do the same kind of job. It really isn't as good. You say hi to the doggies. So it folds down all the way, and you would pull this middle tab, and it kind of concertinas back into itself. The next bit is basically the PA bag. So I don't need all of this. I need things like, I have a little iPod with an old kind of clip iPod, which anyone who has an old phone or old iPod, put some music on it, and then you can plug in, you can get the cables that basically plug into the 3.5mm earphone jack. Obviously this is old, it's like a clip kind of idea, and it's old, so it has to be plugged in constantly. Batteries, should we have any need for any equipment like that, which we don't, which is great, but what we do have to make sure is we have all the speaker cables, because then we plug this into the speaker, and the speaker then plays the music, so there's then music in the main exhibition hall. Upstairs, obviously, where the private readings. Oh, look at that. in the upstairs, when the readings take place and the treatments, there is no music, because obviously that space has to be quiet so that people are able to then have a good setup. So the next thing is probably the most important part of the entire organisation process, is this. This is the holy grail for me, if I'm being very honest. Let me zoom out. So what we do is I have printouts of everybody's names of what the business names are. So there's table plans. So there's about 6 of these table plans in here. Some are blue tacked to the wall, and then some are sat on tables, and then everybody's name is in there. So then their name then goes on to their table plan. So then we have private reading slips. This is then the one for the Buchanan City Music Studio, which has now been renamed as the Green Room, where all the private readers have a space and they all have blank private reading slips. I know that other venues or event coordinators don't provide things like this and like private reading slips. I used to provide stationery, as in like pencils or pens, and people would never return them, so it was just a constant expense. So I then just make sure that people bring their own now, and all their names are here. So as you see, Satin Therapies is under there, and then her location is on the table. So when they go in, they look at the table plan and they know where they're positioned. There's a lot of red tape with the concert hall, I will be honest with you. There's a lot of things that have to be done. It's a really, really big organisation to run with. Then we have the Buchanan suite, which is the treatments, which is upstairs, and those are spread out. I can actually get 14 in there, and I tend to only maximise it at 8. So then we've got the names of the people and the businesses, and then we've got the new dates. So then this is like little bits of paper that I have given to everybody, that then they know that they have the dates for the rest of the year. So for example, these are our dates for the remainder of the year that are booked in for the concert hall, which then will be added to the website coming up in the next couple of months. Other part of that, sorry, I'm being really messy here. Other part of that is basically, legal signs that we need to let people know that photo and video will be taken. I'm very, very conscious of just blank private reading slips and the legal disclaimers at the back. Conscious of any footage that is taken, that we avoid direct cameras on people's kids and stuff like that. I just think it's really not good that although we have, there are signs that legally cover us for photo and video to be taken, and you do not need permission for photo and video to be taken under the eyes of the law. There's no legal guidelines to stop that from happening. But I'm very conscious of making sure that if I'm filming and I see folk with their kids, I just make sure that I kind of go a different way so that people don't feel like their kids are going to be on camera. And, everybody has different feelings about their kids being on social media and stuff like that. And obviously the content is taken for social media. But it's just something I don't really think is great, is to just film people's kids. So other parts of that, tablecloths. So we've got a bag of multiple tablecloths that should we need to then dress a table for any reason, then we've got that. So that's kind of the main setup. It's then like counting the float, checking the cash, putting wages in envelopes and things like that, making sure that all of that is taken care of. I think that what people don't realise with this is the journey that it actually takes for you to put this together. So all this is fine to see it all, but it's all the expense of buying the stuff that you need or putting the planning and the organisation in, and it's a huge undertaking, especially with the Royal Concert Hall, because their rules are really tight, and they for a good reason, because it's a huge building, and for me to take on 3 floors in one day is a big undertaking as well, because there's so much preparation work that goes into just making that day happen. Before you turn up at the door and pay £6 to get in, there's so much that goes into that, and I think sometimes that's often forgotten about, or maybe not thought about, even by some of the vendors. They don't realise that goes into it. I do something that I know that a lot of vendors don't. I provide them unlimited supply of water, bottles of water. They get like a cookie, bag of crisps, some chocolate, some sweets and stuff, and that's all on their table, and that's just something that I wanted to do, that I know that sometimes they struggle to get away from the table to go and buy something to eat or drink, and so they have that there for the entire day. And it's just my way of trying to make sure that my vendors feel like they're being looked after and cared for, and that little bit goes a long way. And it's well received by people, and people are very grateful. And also I'm there as a kind of floater, because then my job is to be there should a vendor need to go to the bathroom or whatever. Then I can jump on the stall and take care of things while they don't feel like they need to then have to hold it in all day, you know. So anyway, I don't know whether you've stayed until the end, but if you stayed to the end, thank you. And I can't wait to see you all for the fair, either on the 1st of March or for the rest of the year, whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye bye. Oh, georgemedium.com has all the information. Bye.